Welcome to the DorkLair collecting live stream. As usual, my friend Chris is here, and today we have a substitute for our missing jacked bald guy. We have Blake, the other jacked bald guy. What is up, dude?
Big, but not as shredded as Larry. So, but I'll try to fill in wherever I can. I'm doing good, thank you.
What's up, Chris?
Doing pretty good. Just hanging out here. We have June gloom during June where it's cloudy almost all the day. So nothing.
Really?
Nothing
That kind of like
here.
dispels that whole thing about
Yeah.
San Diego being gorgeous all the time.
Right. We have May gray and June gloom. So between the
Yeah.
two, it's like nearly 2 months of not a lot of sun. So, but yeah, after that, and especially for Comic-Con, it's I know I'll be roasting while I'm walking towards the convention center.
Right. We had a just glorious day today. We're on this pattern where during the week it's just beautiful weather, and then every Saturday it rains. So I went to the 5 Points Fest and Toy Pizza Expo last weekend. Benji's here. We saw him there. And it was a pretty rainy day. Thankfully it wasn't like downpour the whole time, but it did pour at times. There were tents, there were some there were buildings, but there was plenty of like traversing across spaces where you were just getting downpoured on at different times. And I think it's supposed to rain again this Saturday. Yeah, this is. Yep, rain every Saturday in Boston since March 22nd.
Jeez.
It's crazy. So, and I've been trying to refinish my deck. I have this weird thing where I wanted to get this big project done before summer hit, because then I feel like once summer hits and I'm on vacation, I'm gonna be like, God, I gotta do this project, on my vacation. So I wanted to try to get a lot of it done. And it's like they painted the deck, whoever renovated the house before we bought it. So it's like you're kind of locked into painting the deck. So it's it's a lot of work. It's not just restaining it. You got to sand it down and all this stuff. But I just don't have time because it's been raining every Saturday. I got.
And then here I am up here in Portland, one of the last rainforests in the country. And last weekend was 95, 99, sunny. Today it's 73 and beautiful. It's going to be no rain, but the fires are already starting up here, which is not good.
Is that
so?
Right? Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm a little worried this year.
Yeah. So is 90-degree weather pretty rare up there, even midsummer, or does it happen?
No, we'll get some 90s and stuff. Yeah. Usually, if you talk to people that travel a lot, they'll tell you that the Pacific Northwest has the best summers anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
And I still believe that when it comes to weather. You're sitting right around 80 to 90 in that window, dry, beautiful, sunny, and then you've got all this nature. So, but we started early this year with a lack of rain, and the fires are already starting in the gorge out here. And it's just never fun that way.
Rains will start coming. We're speaking of heat. So it was pretty warm today. It was definitely a lot of people had their ACs on. It wasn't blazing hot, but it was kind of humid and 80s. And I'm trying to not use my AC as much as possible this summer because we're going to Orlando in August. So we're going to be we're going to Disney, at the hottest time of the year, pretty much. So I'm trying to I want to essentially spend the summer acclimating and just getting used to just kind of being hot all the time, and have it not be such a shock to the system when we get down there. But, anyway, that's enough talk about the weather. Let's check in on the chat. We got Freaks Figures. Blake was in the house at 7:35. Kirby, Rob Zamora, J Mac, Mike V, Cloud, Benji, Jesse Marshall, Wesley Ashkenazi, Birds and Boxes. We got Ruben Medina, member for 12 months.
Yay.
Nice.
And again, as always, thank you to Daniel for the incredible artwork. Josh Brown, what's up?
What up, JB?
Let's see who else we got here. Steve Wegling, Eric Miller, Curtis Ackerman, and the star of Offworld.
Is that guy? Is Curtis one of the new? Is he new in the chat? I haven't seen him before. Is he one? Is he a new follower?
He's a new guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard he's pretty cool. He's kind of getting around, but yeah, time will tell. We'll see how he handles the community.
Kurt. It's Kurt. Kurt Ackerman. Kurt Ackerman.
Ackerman. Or Lance.
Ackerman. Kurt
Or Lance.
Lance. William Houston. Reynolds Cruz. Twizzler 19. Charlie Squared. V-Dog. Michael Carter. Ripe for Valhalla. Kevin McCoy. Tanya McCoy. J-Mac. And I think we got everybody here. So
Twizzler needs to change his name because I don't like Twizzlers. I think he should change it to Red Vines. I'm just saying. I think we did a poll on offer where Twizzlers or Red Vines, and everyone said Red Vines. So I don't know.
I can't even say that I've tried Red Vines. I do love Twizzlers, but I don't know that I gotta try Red Vines. They're not my. I mean, Twizzlers aren't my candy of choice. Like, if I'm gonna get candy at the movies, it's probably Swedish Fish or Sour Patch Kids. Those are my two.
Those are good.
Like those kind of candy. But like I also do like chocolate type, like Snow Caps. I'll eat, M&Ms or those kinds of things too. But
I'm kind of filling Larry's role, so I'll tell you right now, the best thing you could have is a protein drink. Bring yourself, stay away from those protein bars. Make sure you're at least a gram per lean pound body weight. And in the middle, sometime I pump out and I do some push-ups and pump it up before I come back in an intermission.
There you go. Junior Mints and Snow Caps. Black Twizzlers. It's funny. I do like black licorice. I don't eat a lot of it as candy. I kind of tend to like it as an alcoholic, like liquor.
Okay.
like Sambuca.
Like ouzo.
It's like, what else?
Yeah, ouzo for me. Ouzo
Sambuca.
is like yeah. Red Vines tend to be softer, which I appreciate. Okay.
Well, Twizzlers have air in them. That's why I like Red Vines are solid. That's why I like. For me, if it's either or, it's Red Vines. That's if anybody cared.
All right, let's. I want to mention the giveaways. So we got a couple. We've been kind of slacking lately, so I have an extra. I had my good friend Eric LeBron picked up some figures for me at Monster Palooza, and so this is the Mighty Maniax skeleton. That's a pretty new. It's like less than a year old. This mold, but they've been pumping them out. They've been making a bunch of different ones, and then this is it's a very lime green kind of color to it, and so that's going to be one of the giveaways.
It looks
and
pretty
the other
cool.
one is a legendary barbarian.
There you go.
Which I know is a hot figure right now, so we'll give that away. Do that in a little bit. Jägermeister and Monster. What was it was Red Bull? Was Red Bull and Jägermeister, was that a thing at some point? Yeah, I remember that. Those were my drinking days back then. Bucket of licorice.
Not a fan.
Is that like from Costco, Curtis? The big old bucket of liquor?
I have no clue what that's from. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jaeger bombs. That's what those were called. Red
Jaeger
Bull
bombs.
and Jaeger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Man, that's like doing coke.
Stuff's so
Red
bad.
Bull and Jaeger. All right. Yep. So we got 2 giveaways, and let's talk recent pickups. Chris, anything come in lately?
I probably actually had these last time, but I finally opened. I got from NECA the Mirage April, like their original April, I haven't opened it yet, but what else I got there? The newer Shredder, and then PandaCon. It's a pretty cool looking figure.
Nice.
Yeah, he's cool.
Need to crack them open, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it's been pretty light here lately. Yeah. But yeah, this April's awesome though. I think it's like terrific. Like walked off the page look.
Yeah, their Mirage stuff. I did end up selling. That was like one of the collections I ended up selling. But like that stuff is so good. It looks straight out of the comics.
Yeah. So excited for the other two. When I crack them open, I'll savor them for a little while.
They take a while anyways because of all the little
I hate twist
plastic.
ties.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not even twist ties. They're like little plastic ones that you got to cut. Like those, man. There's so many of those.
It's like there's some with like a tray on top, and then they still had the ties. I'm like,
Right,
what's
they
the point of
tie
all
the
this?
tray down. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you,
One
Blake?
thing I want to get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few things. Got this guy.
Oh, nice.
This is the Venom from the actual Gamerverse 2 Spider-Man Gamerverse. He's actually really cool.
It
He
looks
did a great job.
very
He's very
large.
Huge figure, right?
Yeah, in the video game, he's big, so he's like huge in that. So they nailed it with that. Got these guys. I know that I haven't showed them on this show yet, but I got some more Warhammer guys.
Nice.
That guy, Atherius and his clan. Whoa, there goes Venom. Let's see. And everyone jokes around. They say, "Look, I made it in an action figure." So it does kind of look like me. So. Which is cool. I made it into a Warhammer figure. And then Atherius, who's their Primarch. There's two Primarchs for this faction. They're both twin brothers. His concubine or whatever actually poisoned him and killed him in the lore. But his brother's still alive. And then the last two things are things I'm having a lot of fun. It's on my Instagram. I'm really kind of obsessed with this line right now because not only are these things quality and light up, but they're fun. You actually build them, and it's just the enjoyment of,
Curtis just nailed it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Curtis said, "Let Blake talk about his Transformers, and his conversion into Larry will be complete." Before Blake even pulled it up, Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Curtis.
funny.
Curtis
my God.
knows. He knows because I've been talking about it, and even in our off-world chat, I've been throwing up pictures and on Instagram, and they're just really cool. They kind of give, I'm not a model builder with glue, and these like snap apart. The sprue points where they connect, they disappear. They're really good, so there's nothing to file down, and they just have a satisfying snap to them when you put them together.
Nice.
So yeah, they're really nice.
Nice and easy.
And thank you, Curtis, for the $5 super chat. We had our 100th episode of Legion's Lounge on Monday, and man,
Awesome.
the super chats were flowing, and Curtis was very generous, and I appreciate that again, Curtis, and everybody else who contributed to that. It's awesome.
Yeah, there were some big super chat dollars, boy.
Seriously.
I thought we were back at Bayathir for a second where I was chipping in by Bayathirs.
Yeah. For me, so like I said, I went to 5 Points Fest, Toy Pizza Expo. I didn't really buy much at the 5 Points Fest, just because like it was a lot of Sofubi type stuff, a lot of very expensive stuff, and I had already like spent a lot on some stuff that I was picking up there from Glyos. So like it was tough to like, I didn't really have a lot of extra flow or cash flow. But a few things I did pick up. So this is the Synchroborg from a huge buy-in for the Wave 107 O'Neill stuff. This plus a ton of other stuff came in from that I haven't even opened all of it yet. Like there was a fade in there. It was just like a ton of stuff. There's some Buildman figures and just a lot. And I got a couple multiples of some things. And then another thing that was a like outside of 5 Points Fest was Gabe Berrigan. I bought this off him.
That one's
which
so
is-
cool.
It's so
Nice.
cool. It is a tribute. So this is the skeleton character, skeleton sculpt. And the colorway here is a tribute to Mythic Legions. It's a tribute to the orcs.
Can you get?
So-
Is that
Cool.
still available, or is that like next to impossible to get your hands
No,
on?
I mean, this is pretty old now. I bought it off
okay.
someone, secondhand.
Yeah, I've never seen that one until you did your amazing pictures. By the way, Bill, your
Thank
your
you.
pictures are always stunning and crystal clear. But when that one popped up, I was like, "Ooh, that one's really cool."
Let me stick this light over here, kind of, for a little bit. I'm gonna stick that there while I do these. And then, let's see here. From the Toy Pizza, do I have it over here? Oh. So there were some exclusive Toy Pizza figures at the show, and I posted pictures of this. This is the new Goss armor that's actually currently available. We'll pull that up after. This is a mold called the Old Knight, which I didn't have any of these going into last weekend. And I was like, I hope I can find, even if it's like somebody just selling some of these, I hope I can find them, because I didn't know what else was going to be in the big exclusive bundle. Turned out
Right.
the Old Knight was in there. I haven't really fully assembled it yet, but they have a new sculpt, a new head. That is the Dragon Knight head. That's got like
Oh, that's
scales
cool.
and like it's like
Wow.
dragon type stuff. Kind of hard to see, but
Cool.
there's that. And it's got some new hands. It's like some new stuff going on there. And then the other thing I wanted to share was
What up, Ray?
so if anybody is familiar with some of the videos that Toy Pizza puts out by Ken West, he actually did a small run. I think this is like the first run of his own characters. This guy is called Tom Morrow, and he's like a space guy.
That's
Space
cool.
hero type guy.
It's kind of got like a
And
retro
this-
throwback look to him. He's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That's really
And-
sweet.
It's so this was something that he sculpted, 3D printed, like designed it, sculpted, 3D printed, painted.
Oh, wow.
And he did,
That's
you know,
cool.
he did a run of them. Like I think he did 12. Hold on. Yeah, he did 12 of those. So these ones were numbered in this first run or this first batch. So there's Tom Morrow, and then there's what are they called? It's the Arachno Trooper. I think they're Spider-Men from Mars is what they're called. But this thing is sick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that custom head. I think it's it's from Von Burke. I think that was who did it, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was Josh Brown, but it looks similar to that one he did.
Yeah.
That one's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
I-
the paint
I
job's
dig
really
that.
it's like metallic and it's got like a shimmer to it. Like a little color shift kind of thing going on here. And yeah, so this is one where when he posted these on social media going into the show, I was like, I gotta like that was the first thing I did was I went and found him and met him, introduced myself. Ken and his wife, I forget his wife's name right now, but yeah, so that, I mean, this is super cool. Tom Morrow and then the Arachno Trooper. And I don't think he sold out, so he might have some for sale at some point.
It's cool.
Is there anything else that I got? Yeah, and then so the funny thing about the Old Knight is that there was another Old Knight in the action figure of the Millennium Club, which is it's in here. You can't see it. I haven't opened it yet because this is like opening this is like an experience, but there's one in there, and then I happen to be at what's his name? It is Gavin Flavor, who's done some like art and design stuff for Glyos. He said he did the kind of like the design work for the Goss armor. But he had two old nights at his table and gave me a really
Those
good
are
deal
cool.
on those.
Nice.
These are like super deluxe old nights, and so yeah. So I mean, my Glyos
stocked up.
haul, and yeah, and these these are essentially Glyos, custom core type Glyos type figures, so they fit in really well, like 4-inch type figures.
So it's safe to say your Glyos collection is starting to look like my Warhammer collection.
Yeah, yeah. I'm working on figuring out how I want to like set up a display of like a lot of them because I don't have a lot on display right now. I want to do like either like shot glass, like one of those shot glass displays, where they
Oh,
have
that's
little
cool.
slots that are just the right size each,
Right.
or maybe those like baseball bat displays, but like
Mhm.
have it horizontal, right? And then you can
Yeah.
just just like stack a bunch up on the wall. Just have like eight of them stacked on top of each other and then filled with figures. But I'm just kind of like taking my time and waiting for the right thing to kind of like appear because I want it to be like only one deep, and I want it on a wall, and I want it to be able to like kind of fill my wall with it, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that was recent pickups. Let's jump into some toy news.
You should find a local woodworker in your area, Bill, and have him build you those shadow cases and give them like the average size of a Glyos, and so you can actually mount it on the wall and like have them that
I
way.
know I should totally.
That'd be cool.
Custom may end up being the way I go with that for sure. Okay. So also at 5 Points Fest. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's get the first giveaway going so that we don't forget. So giveaway tool. Choose this live stream, and I just gotta remind myself. Okay. All right. Let me share my screen.
Did you get a barbarian yet, Chris?
No. They're going to be a Comic-Con, so I was hoping or figuring I'll pick it up there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, nice.
1 or 2 or however many I can get.
I've never been to SDCC. It's like on my bucket list. It's one of the few ones left.
All right.
It's a good time. It's definitely very different than some other ones. But sorry.
So green bones for the skeleton Glyos figure. Mighty Maniax. I will please try to get, if you win this, either of the two giveaways, please try to like email me right away, podcast@dorklair.com, because I'd like to try to get these shipped out tonight because I have something else to ship tomorrow. So, or packed up tonight because I have something else to ship. So this is for the Glyos figure. So let me pull that down. Actually, I have a banner I can put up that's here. I want to do scroll. Whoops, that's for the next one. Don't put that in yet. Do you want to edit? Scroll. Okay, that's it. Green bones. Green bones. Cloud Foxwell in the house, member for 24 months.
Nice. Congrats.
Wow.
Daniel Skidmore gifted 10 memberships.
Very cool.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
And Rob Zamora, member for 25 months.
Rob, Spooky Zorro.
Time flies. I didn't remember when we started doing that.
I actually looked it up. It was Mike, why won't this come down?
Rob and Cloud are neck and neck. Rob's got her beat by a month.
I believe the original start was March of 23. March of 23.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I believe. Yeah.
I like how it drops it. I mean, I'm assuming I'm curious if it's like the exact time, like because Curtis's just came up 1 minute after Clouds, and I'm like, did he sign up 1 minute after 2 years ago? Like,
I don't know how those come up. Do people
Yeah.
like share those, or do those just
I
I
assume
don't
they
know.
just come. It's like automatic, but yeah, I guess now that you mention it, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so we do have a new Four Horsemen pre-order currently active. The very first, let me put my light back here. The very first Infinite Legions figure, which I'm very excited about. The unknown part of it has me excited. Like, what else are they gonna do? Like, it's gonna be interesting to see like where this line goes. So we have Faden. So they partnered up with Matt Dowdy from Monel, who I also got to hang out with at the 5 Points Fest Toy Pizza Expo, and I'm pretty blown away by how awesome this thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how great and detailed it looks and captures the little guy and then blows him up. It's really awesome.
I think the different looks are awesome, but I really like, if you go to the next screen, I think it's probably on your next screen, that one.
Mm-hmm.
That one is just screams like old school, like troop builder, armored, like Battlestar Galactica era type stuff. And I just really like that. And it also has kind of that one's awesome. That one's going to have, that's the right color, right? Pink eyes, but I know that they debuted it with blue eyes, right? Or is it the other way around?
Yes, the pink eyes here in the photos that were corrected, that's
Okay.
correct. So when you see photos like, let me see, I'm just gonna flip ahead for a second here. Like the ones in person, I have one somewhere right there.
There it is.
So
Yeah.
that the thing is actually painted blue, but the official photos, like the promo photos, are the correct. They're gonna be pink. All right, let's get
Okay.
back to the
Oh,
beginning.
Yeah, that makes sense because he's looking at that's kind of a matchup there.
Okay, so this is the Faden look. It's got the collar. It's got that Faden head. This is also that Faden look with the cannon. Obviously, as Matt said, this is very much a inspired by like 80s type stuff, like Mega Man, Metroid, video games. Like there's a very heavy influence on Glyos from video games, especially those old 8-bit games. In fact, they made games and playable games like Flash games that were essentially the way they told the story, at least partially, back when they were first, putting these figures out or putting out the Glyos versions of them.
Yeah.
And then this is
Cloud said it best, the Metroid vibes. That's what I wanted to say. I remember them bringing it up, but she's correct. It has a Metroid vibe to it.
And then this
Very
is
cool.
this is a character called Sarvos, which is like a kind of a legion of characters. By the way, folks in the chat, my internet says I have like a kind of a shaky connection. I've been trying to tweak with some settings in my, because essentially if somebody's streaming upstairs, I get like garbage connection down here. So since I've been tweaking with the connections, with the the settings, let me know in the chat if Bill is like laggy, if I'm like if anything weird, jittery, choppy, freezing. Let me know. Okay.
So
yeah,
far,
you're
so far,
coming across, crystal clear here. So.
Yeah,
crystal clear. No?
I think the setting I did worked. But I do keep getting a little like notification saying that my connection's weak, but I do think it's a lot better than it was before. All right, so then this head is brand new. Like this character is brand new, sort of. It's something that Eric Treadaway did back in the day, back in 2011, as just a customizer, making a Glyos figure, and he did this Evil Faden, they called it, and this is called Anti-Faden. This kind of skull-looking head.
Yeah, those are so cool.
Curtis.
I know.
You look good, Bill. Not Blake good, but good.
I don't know if Blake looks good, but thank you for that.
And then, so Faden is basically, hold on 1 second. Faden is like, thank you. Théoden is essentially a traveler. That's kind of like his. I don't think it's his species. It might be a species, but like it's a very powerful kind of character that can like cross the edge of the universe and like kind of go into other universes. And then what happens is he like breaks into like multiple beings, and so like there's like multiple Théodens essentially. And then this is one of those. This is Scar Théoden. And then so there's Sarvos with, or there's the figure without the over chest thing. And just some more pictures.
Yeah, that's a whole nother idea. You know, without the chest armor on there, think about some of the other pop and swap or custom stuff you can do when you take that off, of how that matches with. Yeah, that's going to be,
Right.
That's another cool aspect to this figure. This figure just blew my mind away. I mean,
Yep.
we saw little snippet pictures before, unlike some releases, but this one just like this whole presentation, the documentary video of the process and why this came about. And of course, Matt Dowdy is an awesome human being. You can talk to him for like, well, I mean, on your live stream, you talk to him forever.
3+ hours, yeah. And that was my first time ever talking to him.
Wow.
But yeah, he is like, he is such just like an interesting person and has so many just perspectives on, you know, everything. Like, so any subject you can bring up with him and he'll talk about it and just really like, and he just enjoy it, you know? Yeah, they did a documentary on it too that they aired during it. I'm assuming they put it up on the channel afterwards as well. Okay. So a couple different angles of Théoden. I mocked. This is a mock-up I did using. These are actually the arms. So if you look at these, like you can't really see the arms, like what it would look like. Like you just have to sort of imagine what it would look like without the pauldrons. So I grabbed another Cosmic Legions figure and I just like superimposed them and just like color shifted them to put arms there so that they would just fill that spot to see like what it would look like without the shoulder pauldrons. And I think it looks even more like the original Théoden when you do this. And then somebody had asked what it would look like without the collar, and that was even harder to do. So you can see like there's no neck or anything. It's just like this blank gap behind there. But this is kind of like a sense of what it might look like without the collar and without the shoulder pauldrons. So I just kind of did that mock-up in Canva. Let's see here. And then there's, of course, we got Trevor's amazing environment shot here. So good.
I know somebody called it out, but I love Trevor's work. I like how he flipped the colors in each one, the background and the shimmer colors, different on one. And it complements the other, but it's the other color. It's kind of neat.
The other figure's color, yeah.
Yeah, it's an incredible shot.
And it captures that Théoden that's got like the bent knee thing. That's like one of those signature things about Théoden.
Right.
And then we have Thanos, who is this like grizzled, like seen some shit version of Théoden. He's like one of the Théodens that like it like morphs out of a couple other different, like I think it's one of the Sarvos characters, and then this big huge armor dock thing, and they kind of merge together into this new being. And there's some really cool things like these little comics that they have, and awesome comics that they have, and the little like recordings of the old games, because it's kind of hard, like nobody really has Flash anymore, so it's like you'd have to have a dedicated Flash player and download the game and play it, but you can watch those games on YouTube.
Didn't the documentary have some of that coverage in there, those games or something? Or did I see them somewhere else?
There was definitely like at the beginning of it, like the intro to the documentary was like those graphics, yeah,
Had like the little 8-bit
and
characters and
that
stuff.
music, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Hedgehog, what's up? $2 super chat.
Hey,
What's
thanks.
happening, guys? Thank you, Hedgehog.
Be cool.
I also missed Kevin Dufresne's 21 months. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay. Reminds me of a badass Zoidberg. Yeah, so Curtis, you could download those games and play them. They're just little 8-bit games. Okay, so Fanost. I love the black, the like matte black with the metallic purple. Such a good look. There's
Yeah,
love the red-
I mean, I was gonna say
Go for
just
it, Chris.
outside of nothing else, the color scheme on this I like a little bit better, but just it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
100% agree with you. I mean, the classic fade and color on the first figure was awesome, but this one really speaks to me color wise. The color palette and everything is just really, it pops, and it has this just, and I like that flat black on there. That flat black just makes it. Yes, I do, Jonathan.
So yeah, this is that anti fade in head. Somebody had a funny joke about anti fade in here. They said, "Wouldn't anti fade in be fade out?" Lost track of it, but dad joke. Yeah, very cool. And it's essentially with a new head. It's the same figure, just with a new head. And then there's Trevor's shot, and like you said, the blue in there. These are my shots so they had the figures on display, and Joe Vasapolo was kind enough to like lift the box up so that we could take some pictures. It was me and Everett, and I think Guaisagwe and Trevor was there, and there were a few others, Benji, and we got to take some photos. There's definitely a shimmer, a sparkle to these things, to the paint on these, that doesn't quite come across in the photos. If you go and look at the Four Horsemen's most recent video that they posted, hey, let's speak of the devil. Look at that. I just mentioned your name, G.
G.
Yeah. You can see it there a little bit. You can see some of the sparkle.
Yeah, totally.
On that Sarvo's head. I have a suspicion that the articulation will be better than the current Cosmic line. Well, some of these parts are the same, so I don't know that it's going to necessarily be better, because they're like a lot of the parts that have joints on them are the exact same as the Tusk figures.
That's what I was just about to ask. Actually, I was like, what? Because I'm looking at some of the other, other ones. Like, the legs are all the same and some arm parts. So wasn't sure how much is totally new.
Yeah, so I can kind of like go through. Let me go back to the. Well, this is a good. So when you're looking at this one, the upper arms are the upper arms and the torso underneath, and then the upper legs. Those are all Tusk Sentry parts, essentially. The lower legs, we don't have them in hand yet, but those have been around on pre-order, because those are the like Ox Crew big chunky
like the spacesuit guys.
Spacesuit guys, yep, those guys. And then so the phase arm, the other arm, I'm not, maybe Curtis or somebody in the chat can tell me. I'm not sure if the gauntlet on his left arm, the hand is new because it's got 3 fingers, but like I don't know if the gauntlet is like the Ox Crew gauntlet. If not, it's brand new. And then the torso, the upper torso overlay armor is brand new. The collar, the head, the shoulder pauldrons are all brand new. Cloud says the gauntlets are Ox Crew. Okay, so those would be, but still, we haven't seen them yet. Kevin Dufresne with the $5 super chat. I'd love it if we got a yearly colorway plus whatever other Infinite Legions they do. The different colorways is part of the glass way. Yeah, I suspect that we could, like, if Thanos and Theoden, like if these two figures sell really well, I guarantee they're going to come back and they're going to like make it a regular thing to have, almost like the same way that they said that they're going to do the, Christmas Carol ghosts, right? Like for Figura, like they keep coming back to that. Like I could see them coming back to this for sure.
And one extra to that, Kevin, I think a translucent version of this would be really cool.
Yep. Yeah, the belt is new as well. That's right.
Is this going to be available at retailers too, or just the store
Yes.
here?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
They haven't announced the price. My guess, since these are 45 pre-order direct, that it'll be 60 from retailers. That's my guess. Phase green. Yeah. I'm assuming that would be the clear green. What else here? Oh, we were on my photos from the event. So these heads up like hologram type pieces that port into the arms, these are actually Glyos heads. They realized that the ports in the cosmic figures are the same diameter as the Glyos pegs.
That's awesome.
Which is amazing. So you could take any Glyos part and plug it into a cosmic figure, like any Glyos part, pretty much.
Won't be surprised if we see this head come to Cosmic Legions.
Yeah, they said that. They said
Full
that
scale
this is
size.
This will come in as a full scale Cosmic Legions character, and that this is is pretty old. Like this sculpt has been around for a long time. Hedgehog, sorry for the off-topic super chat, but I wanted to say congrats to Chase on graduating the 8th grade. He's next to me on his new Switch 2. Switch 2.
Awesome.
Nice.
Wow,
Congrats.
Chase.
Yeah, nice gift.
I'm a little jealous, Chase. All right? A little jealous. Congratulations, Chase.
Have to play with you on Mario. I got Switch 2 too, so I'm going to have to go head to head.
So high school, going into 9th grade. I teach 10th grade. I'm a 10th grade teacher. So you're like 1 year away from being the same age as all my students.
When are you going to graduate, Bill? You've been in school for a long time.
Yeah, I've been in 10th grade for 20 years.
Yeah. That's setting a good example there. But whatever.
Actually, I've been teaching 10th grade for 18 years.
Wow.
It's though, like I've taught every single grade, and I only teach 10 right now. And there have been many years where I've only taught 10, but I've never not taught 10th grade. It's all I've been teaching. I've literally taught Macbeth every year for the last 18 years.
Wow. Gosh.
So you should be able to recite it word for word, huh? Pretty much.
Yeah, I practically can. How long till they ship? So these are going to be early to mid 2026. Which is on the lower end of the turnaround time for them because there's not a ton, like I feel like it's like not a ton of new parts. Like they have a lot of stuff already, so they just have to make the new parts. Yeah, Hammertron. Listen to Kevin. 7 inches. Maybe slightly under, like 6 3/4 inch, something like that.
Steve's right. We should all be lifelong students, technically, learning as we go.
Well, Figura Obscura is helping with that.
Right.
It's true.
Okay, so yeah, and this is a good one. 19 if you count the year you were a sophomore. Well, I was a sophomore twice too. I was a sophomore in high school and in college. So, okay, there's the other one, and this one's based on a head we already have. That is the Science Officer, which I think Matt said that was one of his favorite heads. Like that was his favorite alien that Eric sculpted, and that's I think why this one is there. And then Joe put them on some figures at 5 Points Fest. So there's what it looks like on a Faden body, which is a little small, little narrow for this head because Eric sculpted this head specifically to go on an Armorvore, which are those battle beast looking ones. They're wider. They're probably like the same height, but they're just like wider and stockier and chunkier.
Kind of has like an elongated predator look. It looks like a predator head, but
the mouth underneath, like the jaw, kind of
Yeah.
predator
Yeah.
thing going on.
the underbite.
Yeah. And then Kevin's saying that the science officer head is his favorite as well. Somebody had asked if they could show the back of it, and they actually didn't have any photos of the back, so I took a picture of the back. I couldn't get the best angle on it because he had the box behind it when we were taking photos as like a backdrop, but it's pretty standard Tusk body, so you kind of know what to expect. I guess maybe just like what those shoulder pauldrons look like in the back might be, informational.
Yeah, painted up nice.
Yeah.
Love those Oscar boots. Those things are so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Like this has me all excited for Ox Crew now, which is this year. Should be.
And that is sick.
And then there's a close up, and again, those eyes will actually end up being pink. So they shared a picture of that head, and I had taken a picture of it, and I just didn't include it with these because this one was just so much clearer and better. So I just put this in there. But they put it on the trapeculi. And
Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
it's not an exact match, but it's pretty close. But I just wanted to kind of like look at that mouth with those like fangs coming down
that's
and
awesome.
stuff. Like,
That could be kind of a cool pop and swap on Necronominus.
yeah, I mean it's got a
with
lot of
all the-
potential.
Yeah.
You could put it with the skull version of the what are they called? The last Cronin, I think.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the I think the skull version of the last Cronin came with the Waltor figure, right? Is that right?
Waltor, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so there it is on the trapecula. And yeah, you can see it's not quite perfect match, but it works. Like it's not like crazy off.
A little touch up. You can make it work.
Yeah. Pins. So the figures were, the regular figures were $45 each, or you can get both for $85, so a $5 savings direct. And then the pins were $10 each, or $25 for all three. And then that's a $5 savings there too. All right. The Lost Cronin. Okay, not the last Cronin. The Lost Cronin. Okay, let's pull this back up. What's going to happen? Oh, I got to pull this down first. Move. And let's spin it. So enter Greenbones, #Greenbones in the chat for a Mighty Maniax skeleton figure. And we'll spin this thing in just a minute.
Yeah, it's less than half the people here. Get some entries in, everybody.
And they have t-shirts. Yes, so if you go to Retro Rags, they have t-shirts. I keep forgetting about that. All right. Last chance, everybody. Get them in there. I know everybody wants to be the last person because they think it makes them win.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's random.
All right. Here we go. Oh, it looks like Greg's here.
What up, Schmerbs? Schmerbs.
Okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, spin.
Good luck.
Good luck, everybody. Mike V. Nice, dude.
Congrats.
Nice. Congrats.
Shoot me an email. I probably have your address, but just shoot me an email just in case, so I don't have to dig around for it. And I'll get that out tomorrow. Now let's see if you can double up, because we are going to do 2 giveaways tonight. Oh, Curtis, $10 super chat. If anyone out there has wanted to learn to use StreamYard, I will be teaching a class over on the Let's Go Offworld channel. Following this episode of DorkLair, we will also do a little Star Trek talk. I got to watch that episode. Or was that a live or an episode? You did a Star Trek thing, and I didn't have time to watch it when it came up.
It was a live, Bill.
It was? Okay.
Yeah, but you can see it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it was neat to watch Joe G come alive. Me and Curtis had an aha moment of how much Joe G just loves Star Trek. I mean, he just lit up, and man, he was off and rolling. I definitely didn't talk much because I don't know a lot about Star Trek, but I was just there for moral support.
Yeah, I got to check it out. That's cool. Awesome. Thank you, Curtis. And yeah, everybody check out. I'll try to remind again at the end as well. We should be done around 10, I think. If you guys are looking to plan ahead. Okay. So Mike V, email me your address. I will get that out tomorrow morning.
It was Tuesday, likely. Curtis. Tuesday.
Okay, let me go back here. And in here. Okay, let me just pull this down for a second. And what the heck was I going to do for the next one? Man, my recall is just shot. I'm going to do, okay.
Hey, Greg, new to Mythics, your second part of that 2-parter, that was a really good show. So shout out to you. I really enjoyed both parts of that.
Okay, so the next giveaway is for a legendary barbarian. A very hot, very popular figure right now. They had them. They had a few at 5 points. So if you're going to a show, it's a pretty good chance they're going to have it. Actually, I think they even confirmed that they're going to have it at every single show. So it's not even like a good chance. It's guaranteed. It's just a question of if they're going to sell out or not. What more is there to know about Star Trek other than Klingons? Ferengis. Yeah, I don't know. Like I have like something going on with my throat right now. I hope I'm not getting sick. I don't think I'm getting sick, but something's going on with my throat, and I just can't like clear my throat right now.
The 5 points funk.
Yeah. Nah, I don't. I mean,
that was outdoors, right?
It's been long enough where I don't think I got anything from that. It was outdoors, and it was like pouring rain. But it was, it wasn't cold or anything. It's the show exclusive for 2025, baby. Okay, let me pull down this banner and add the new one. Am I collecting? Yep. So let's put this up. All right, so Barbaric is the new banner.
Ooh.
Barbaric. All right. Anybody? Okay, there we go. They're coming in now. Okay, cool. I'll pull that down. We got a legendary barbarian, and we'll get through some more news. Thank you to the channel members. I think it goes from right to left. So Braku Prime is the earliest, and then Wholesome Warlock is the newest. I think that's what the order. It was in order when I did it, but I might have messed up some of the rows. But yeah, and then the super chats from last time. There you are, Blake. Twice.
Yeah, I'm no Curtis Ackerman, but I try to give.
Reynolds, Kevin. Thanks everybody. There you go. Barbaric Treadaway.
Okay.
I love it.
Barbary Eric. All right, I am gonna pull the banner down for a little bit because I do have like the info on there. I want people to see. Okay, so this was an exclusive at the event, and it is now available on their website. So toypizza.com if you want this Goss armor. The blue one has either sold out or moved over to be exclusive back to the Patreon stuff, but this one's currently still available like on the public website. So that's like one of the things about Toy Pizza. It's like if you really want access to everything, you kind of got to be a patron. But a lot of the stuff ends up having like remainder stock that gets put up on the general website. So you don't really have to, but if you want to be like guaranteed everything, it's a good idea to do that. Yeah, the tank head, Greg, is coming up in a second. So the tank head comes with this guy. This guy is Radic. I think this one's called Savage. So this is called shoot, I forgot what it's called. Stone Goss. Yeah, Chris has one right there. Hold on, let me
Oh,
put you
nice,
up.
Chris. Look at Chris all over it. Got the tank head.
There you go.
Yeah,
Is that
like,
the zombie? I think that might be the zombie.
Yeah, it kind of has
Radic.
that. Yeah, but yeah, I saw this tank head. I'm like, I have to put this. This has to be the
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
It's kind of eclectic or kind of unique, like the old Chainsaw Man figure that's out there that's really popular. It's just unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so back to this. Yeah, so this is the figure that comes with the head, but it matches the green on the Goss. Oh yeah, so that is
cool. Yeah.
Is that one? I think that's one I sent to you, right? Is that one I gifted to you?
Yeah. You
Okay,
gave that to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's what Goss looks like with the green it's the same green. It's awesome. It looks really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good
and then
idea.
so both of those are available now, and then there's others, and I haven't really gotten to take pictures of these yet, but this is the old knight with the dragon knight parts on it, that like black lower arm and that head sculpt. And that head sculpt actually also, is there a picture of it? I didn't put them in there. It's also got a thing for the mask. Let me do this. So you can kind of see it here. Now, he didn't do a peg because he didn't want to break up the sculpt, but you could put like a little sticky tack.
That's
it's
cool.
It's got a little face mask. It's not showing up right because I'm one-handing it, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then exit that. Okay. And then there's this 2-pack as well. And that's like, if you take them apart and reassemble, you can have like a solid orange guy and like a solid like pink guy. If you get the gist of that. Other Glyos news, we have so this is a Biomasters figure, and I'm assuming that Everett is still in the chat, but we were at that table where I bought those old knights, and he had this figure, and Everett bought it. So this is basically inspired by the colors of the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
And
So I thought.
now, so this is an older figure. This is an older Biomasters figure, and I forget the name of the figure, the colorway. I'm sure Ben will let us know, or somebody. But now they're doing a whole wave in this colorway from Cappy Space. So, I think it's like the uncorrupted. Yeah, there you go. The uncorrupted. Yeah. And so now they're doing a whole wave in the like Scooby-Doo colorway. So that's tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Wow.
I like the guy on
That's
the
a-
left, the little piranha dude. He looks awesome.
Yeah, there's so many cool like little creatures here. The mischievers, the mushi, the monster, all sorts of good stuff there. And then moving into some other lines and stuff, we have Mezco. I found these pictures to be very interesting. Like this is a 112 collective figure that we're looking at right here.
Well, that's
Like
not the real figure.
I mean,
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
don't
look real
know.
at all.
It does
It
no,
looks,
it doesn't look real at
I
all.
had to
it
look.
looks,
I zoomed in and can see the texture on the suit, and I'm like, okay, but I'm guessing they can just, paint the texture onto
yeah, it looks
the
like a
suit too.
CG, or like a created
And then I
Photoshop
Yeah, I don't
thing.
think
know. I don't know what is up with these photos or these images. But like here, there's
That looks
like
real.
some right? Yeah,
something,
like some of it
some
looks
part of
real,
it.
right? And then you have this, and you can totally see the seams and stuff on the figure. Like here, it looks like a real figure, right? I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
I think they've shown this before at like shows, right? I
yeah,
want to say.
yeah, I'm
So
pretty sure.
I know it exists, but yeah.
But I mean, this is pretty cool. I think I don't know that I'm gonna order it. I'm so like off Mezco right now. But there was a time when this would have been like an instant pre-order for me
Right, right.
because it's gonna be awesome. They always kick ass with their Batman figures. It's just funny that the photos are all like. I mean, that looks like a completely like cartoon right there.
Right.
But yep, there's the
Especially
figure.
like I mentioned with the cape, like there's no way they have unless they're putting wires in every aspect of that cape.
Right.
I don't think you're gonna be able to recreate that one.
Yeah. But looks like an awesome figure. 116, which is how many people we have viewing right now.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a lot.
Comes with a bunch
Yeah,
of accessories.
the MSRP on these is, I mean, I'm assuming this is including a tariff increase and everything, but still, like the way they've been going, I think this would be at least 100 or 105.
Probably
In the
what
last
mine just
year or
shipped
two.
for 133.
What was that?
What did
I
you
just
get?
had what's his name? Let's see. Hold on a sec. He's been on the wait list for a while, and I just got charged for him. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh my God, the little military guy from the old sergeant. Go back.
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't believe I'm.
I can't think of his name right now.
But yeah, I
Oh,
He's
like
like a
that figure.
robot.
Joe?
He's like a robot military guy,
Something
right?
Joe? Is that right?
Yeah, something Joe, and he actually just shipped out of the blue. In fact, my Void Wars Gomez. Now we know how old that one is. I've had that
Yeah.
on pre-order or on
Junkyard
waiting
Joe.
list for a long time, and they showed that there's activity on it now. So maybe I'm going to get that one too,
Yep.
which would be sick.
Cool.
I wanted that Void Wars. Junkyard, yes, Junkyard Joe. Thanks, Rob.
Junkyard Joe. Yep.
And Schmerbs
Speaking of GI Joe
and
and Army
Steven.
guys, we have this is just the basic GI Joe Trooper, but it's got some different looks, so you can kind of like build out your army a little bit. So like between like the black guy, the white guy, black guy with helmet, white guy with helmet, like you could totally build out with this guy.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yep.
I love the Joes. I have all the Joes are my thing, and the Rattler's getting ready to ship soon.
Nice.
And I think this is a standard. This is like a standard $25 classified figure, I believe.
Yeah, I have all the prices here.
Retro card. Also, retro card. You have the retro bat. This time it's got like effects on the arms, right? Those weren't there in the first one.
Yeah.
No.
So I have a couple of these, and that looks pretty sweet. I like those.
That flamethrower with the burnt end of the torch there, that looks really good. And then the other one where the metal turns bluish when it gets, I think that's awesome.
Yep.
Good job, Hasbro. Way to step up your game a little bit here.
Yeah, that's a good point, Hedgehog. Maybe they're cleaning out the warehouse because there's so many different waitlists converting.
Yeah, whatever they're doing, I'm happy. I'm happy because that's two figures that I was working and I wasn't able to get them back. In fact, I think I reached out to you, Bill, asking about that at one point, the Void Wars Gomez. So
Yeah. Yep.
you got the red Jedi one though, the really cool one.
Mm.
And what's interesting with all of the GI Joes is, and it's pretty typical Hasbro. But yeah, you know, I know everybody on here, we all have limited budgets and we're all looking at like trying to jockey our money around or sell things. And it's interesting with Hasbro, it's kind of a crapshoot with them anymore because, you know, you'll put up the pre-orders and I have like several figures that just hit Amazon that were supposed to come in August and September that are now coming this week and next week. So like there's another chunk of money that I'm just sitting there going, I'm happy to get them, but crap, you know, like, so.
Well, at least that time of the year is a little bit less things coming in so that you can save up for Legion's Con, right? Because you know
that's what I say every month.
Yeah. Okay, so reminder, Barbaric. #Barbaric for a chance to win the legendary Barbarian over here. Okay, so we have Mercer. So we have another Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know how many they're up to with Sergeant Slaughters yet, but we got another Sergeant Slaughter. It's kind of like late era. I think like maybe a later version Sergeant Slaughter, and
Looks
then
like
Mercer,
Desert
which
Storm.
Oh, it
is. It's totally Desert Storm. Yeah.
This is one of my wars. My Desert Storm tribute slaughter.
Would have been what, 88?
9091.
9091. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe
I was
figures later than that.
I feel like he was bad guy, and then he had that beret, little accessory like that point when he was like aligned with, I don't know, the Iron Sheik or something at that point.
Right.
Yeah. Saddam Hussein invaded in August 2nd of 1990 because I was in Hong Kong at the time on a deployment, and they asked us to emergency get back to camp, and then we headed off to the Persian Gulf, and my unit was the first one there. And we were there for 15 months having fun. So
Wow.
This figure's cool. This is a tribute figure to, I like it. It puts on the shelf and has a little more connection for me of that desert camo, which brings back good and bad feelings.
All right.
And then you got Mercer, who's kind of interesting because he's a former what kind of trooper is that? Crimson, not Crimson Guard, but someone in the chat will name it.
Come on,
former Cobra.
This is part of the test.
Yeah, I know. This is where we don't have Larry. Cobra Trooper. It's not the Cobra Trooper. It's
he's not the Cobra Trooper. It's
and it's not the Crimson Guard. Viper.
Yes, Viper. There it is.
Viper.
Oh.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
And I actually like that head sculpt of him like gritting his teeth or whatever. I think that one looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Throwing his glasses on him. Hopefully his glasses will sit on his ears, unlike one of my favorite dreadnoughts that it didn't work out too well.
All right. Real quick. Before we draw, so this is the last of the news. Before we draw for Legendary Barbarian, we're going to take a little break, a little commercial break.
Blast off to excitement with Major Tom Morrow versus the Spider-Men from Mars. Ground control to Major Tom. We're under attack by Arachno troopers. Emergency!
Earth is doomed and there's nothing you can do.
Tell that to my blaster, Arachno creep. Major Tom Morrow versus the Spider-Men from Mars. New from Quest Collectibles.
That's awesome.
That's the kind of stuff Ken does. Like that is just amazing. So those are the figures I showed earlier.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, Ken is incredible. I had specifically asked him. This is funny. I specifically said, "Hey, can you send me that video so that I can just have it in my assets so I can play it like a commercial?" And then I pretty much forgot to do it, and I realized it just now. I was like, "Oh yeah, I got to do that." So that's why I did.
I was watching Market Schmerbs on Double Jointed.
Go check out. He has a YouTube channel. Go check it out. Just look up Ken West on it. Look up Saint Sin on Instagram.
Saint Sin.
I'll put it in the chat.
I'll look that one up right now
on IG, and he's got some cool stuff. And if you go to the Toy Pizza channel, a lot of their stuff is his videos too. It's just. It's cool. I love it. It's just got a lot of character to it. And yeah, so let me pull this down and pull this back up. We got 75 out of 122. Pretty good numbers rolling in here.
Yeah, not bad.
Sorry about my voice. I don't know.
For the
what's going
barbarian,
on.
though,
My
I
throat
figure
is
we'd
all-
have 122 entries.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, maybe people are like, "Hey, I already have one. I'm not going to enter. I'll give somebody else a chance for it."
I have somebody that really, really wants one, so that's where it's going. They can never get to a con.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some places where it's just really tough. Hashtag barbaric. Let's see. Can we get to 80? 125 people. 78.
Two more.
entries. RP with the fingers crossed.
So do you think, Bill, Chris, do you think we're going to get a, there's been a lot of speculation for the armory for
Yeah.
this year. Do you think a female barbarian option or maybe even a drop or lease at Legion's Con could be in the future?
I think a drop more likely for the female barbarian
Yeah.
Mhm.
than for the armory. But I could see male barbarians for the armory because you could do barbarians and orcs. You know,
Right.
you could do barbarians and orcs and have a few different armor, different armor parts to mix and match in there with them. Trying
Yeah,
to
they can
think.
make
So
a bunch
you
of
had,
different colors of the bear arms packs and whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, they could do similar, like have a
Colors.
She-Ra and just different types of barbarian with different alternate. Same thing they did, the same kind of flow they did with this legendary barbarian with the different, the Thundar / there's a lot of different ones you can do.
Jeremy's saying translucent tusks for the armory experience. That'd be interesting.
I think Tusk would be awesome for the
Yeah,
armory or
cosmic.
something along that line.
Cosmic armory. Yep.
Yeah, I think a cosmic armory, I'd buy a bunch. That's for sure. I know Jeffrey Evans would.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. By the way, hold on. Let's give this person another chance. The guy. I don't know if so. You have a space between your hashtag and barbaric. I'm not sure if that counts. So you might want to put it in there one more time with the hashtag no space barbaric, just in case.
Good call.
Okay.
And we're talking to the guy, which is a very nondescript name. Just in case you think we're not talking
Yeah.
about you, we are talking to you.
I hope he just has me ship it to I hope he wins now, and I hope he has me ship it to the guy. Yeah, Hedgehog. Translucent barbarians. There you go.
Nice.
Okay. All right, we gave you enough time to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
The guy. All right, here we go. There's Kevin McCoy. That's his secret to be the last one. All right, I'm gonna spin it, Kevin. Let's see if you win.
Let's see. Put it to test.
DJ
Nope.
5000.
Nice.
like his little-
Congratulations, DJ
I like his little
5000.
logo there. It's cool.
Yeah.
His little.
Yeah, what is that?
Isn't that is that Plastic Man? Or what's his name?
Sorta.
Kind of looks like him.
Anyway, DJ, make sure you email podcast@DorkLair.com. Try to do that right now, because as soon as we get off, I'll pack it up. I'll get you the tracking number, and then I'll drop it off tomorrow because I already have some stuff to ship. So it'll be
Nice.
easier for me if I can just do it tonight. But yeah,
You're gonna love-
congratulations, DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you're gonna love that figure, man. Congrats. And very awesome of you, Bill, to have that as a giveaway.
Yeah, I picked up an extra I picked up 2 extras at Shop the Curiosity, and then one of them went to Dan, and then this was the other extra one. So I'm back down to my original one that I got from Greg when I got it early because I hadn't been to a show yet. Schmerbs.
Greg's the best. He got me mine.
Yes, he is.
He's the
Yeah,
bestest.
He's our legendary barbarian dealer. Alien barbarian with the Ias head. Okay.
Ooh,
I've seen people put the brownish Gomez head on the Mezco Conan body, and it actually kind of looks awesome. And that reminds me of that a little bit.
That's cool.
If they have them at the Great American Toy Show, I'll get one for your friend, says Mike V.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Right on. I'll let them know that there's a chance. And if not, hey, at the end of the year, we're all going to get an opportunity. And
Yep. That's
I'm going to be
why
at
I'm like,
Legion's Con. Obviously, there's that opportunity, so I'm not sweating it.
yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm fine giving it away because I'll grab a couple more during the in stock sale, and at that point, I'll tell everybody this right now. At that point, we'll be at the point where the barbarian is kind of old news. There will be other things. There will be whatever table drop happens, whatever armory stuff. There'll be stuff pulling people's attention away to where the drop will probably happen, and I probably won't even sell out right away. It'll probably last until like the next day or something. That's my prediction. I can't guarantee it, but like I just think that's what's going to happen.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Benny.
I was gonna say, I'm sure they're gonna, like you said, a table drop, something they don't announce that's just on the table. That'll be like, to obviously take all the attention away.
I mean, I saw people looking to trade their legendary barbarians for All-Star 6 figures.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
All-Star 6 hit, and since the whole supply isn't out there yet, it's kind of like hard to find. And so people are like, oh my God, the what is he called? Enoch. The Enoch. Like I gotta get Enoch. Like they don't want to wait, and so like they're looking to trade for it because Enoch's selling, or whoever. Like all the figures from that wave are selling kind of like crazy on eBay and stuff.
Yeah, I got I had ordered from Empire Toy Shop for that, for All-Star 6, and I got like a payment request, but it was also like, you can pay up until mid-July. So I don't think they're getting the figures in like next week, but
Yeah, they said
in a month or so.
I think the street date might even be early August for retailers because they have to get the non all-in stuff supply and then ship that all out, and then the retailers can start shipping.
Okay.
Cloud says I think people move on too quick. Yeah, the masses do. The masses do. The population does for sure.
Cloud, you're
A
exactly
lot of
right.
figures, though. I mean, there's always something new coming out. Practically every month, I think, is another either wave or a drop like this, or I mean,
There's always a
lot
new
of stuff,
figure to distract you or move you into that next, shiny new thing. But yeah, you really got to sit and really take this this magical stuff that's being thrown our way by the Horsemen and other lines that you guys collect, and just sit there and and enjoy them for what they are. Don't just oops, I got it. Okay, I got it. Next. And sometimes we get in that habit, and I'm guilty of it too. But
Yeah, and I think a lot
Absolutely.
of people, they'll see someone online doing something with a new figure, cool pose, a setup or something, or even just having it. They see that somebody has something that they don't have, and they just they get pulled in by that,
yeah. Yeah, as I started selling off a lot of my, I've kind of honed it down to about 4 or 5 lines that I really like. I've noticed that even the way I work with my figures or the way I think now has definitely refined itself to be more thankful or more appreciative and spend time with the stuff I got, not being so overwhelmed with boxes sitting in a room stacked up and just, I'll get there. And so, I know a lot of us on this live stream can relate to that, but it's just a neat thing to throw out there every once in a while. And I think it makes everybody understand that we're not, you're not alone. We're all of us collectors kind of have that mode going on.
I just want to address this question from Dante. So there have been some non-all-in All-Stars 6 shipments going out because they have some all-ins that they've been, that like extra all-ins that they've been breaking down. So some of those have been going out, yes. But the additional shipment did not arrive yet. Like the rest of the freight did not arrive yet.
Yeah, because I have a big, single one, single orders, not an all-in. I got my all-in already, but that'd be kind of cool.
There you go. Those are some great figures. Baron Benz, the unknown one.
Baron Benz, I forgot.
Baron Benz is awesome.
Yep.
He reminds me of like almost like something out of Glyos or something, like a Glyos type character. Or Glyos reminds me of him, or what, I don't know. Like it just feels like kind of that kind of style. All-Star 6 is awesome. And I got mine in, I did one review, and my end of school year, just madness, especially like with my daughter and all her activities and the end of the year. Like it's just been crazy. So I need to get back to reviewing them. But I went through a couple of them with Trevor on the lounge, and yeah, they're awesome. And Scally is awesome. That figures. That's the next one I'm going to review. It's kind of been sitting there, but
I mean, how lucky and how spoiled have we been to get Necronominus and All-Star 6 back to back? I mean, it's just like, where do you start? Where do you start on what your favorite is? It's like a 22 figure
wave. It's like one big, massive 22 figure wave.
Yeah. And then just to get some of the All-Stars, the voted figures that I didn't have, that I was waiting to get them, just like Gorthok. I mean, that was a big one for me.
Was a big one for me too.
So yeah, I mean, it's just been
complete the Covenant. That's what Gorthok does for me.
That's cool.
Yeah, Thrasis is really good.
Yeah, Andy, you're right. Savage Crucible. Yeah.
I just got my tracking. I know they're not shipping just yet, but they're going to take a couple weeks, but they're supposed to be like in their warehouse this week or next week or something like that. So those are going to be shipping very
super excited about Wave 2. I didn't do much on Wave 3. Did you, Bill? Did you do the fish people?
I didn't do all-ins on either of the second or third waves. I ordered multiple figures, but nothing crazy, no.
Yeah, I did all in on first and second wave, and I think I only bought literally one figure of the fish people, one of the color matches that I liked.
Yeah.
But yeah, this wave right here it's got some cool stuff in it.
I definitely got the Mind Flayer guy and probably a couple fish piranha guys or whatever. Ignatius. I have not opened my Ignatius yet. It does look good. It like just kind of looking at it in the package. Do I have it right here? Yeah, right here.
Sir Ignatius is awesome.
Looking at it in the box, it's like it's got a nice paint job.
I don't have the first edition, but I've seen the first edition. To each his own on whatever your paint deco is, but I actually like this paint deco better than the first one for me. I know I think it's not as pearly, but I like the depth in the different colors of gold mixed in with that. It's got a deeper, darker look.
I think I heard Jeremy say that this is more warm. Like this is a little more warm colors in that pearl white, whatever, like that armor, like it's got a little more warmth.
It's like a toasted coconut.
Yeah, right.
Toasted coconut.
A lightly toasted marshmallow. Just like
lightly,
just lightly toasted.
Less calories.
I don't know who would want one of those. I like my marshmallows heavily toasted.
I like when you have to blow the flame out.
Like I'm at that point, like right before that flame, like that's where I want mine. All right. I think we'll finish up here. One more look through the chat here. Jesse Marshall went all in on the piranhas. All right, so I'm trying to think. 2 weeks from now will be the end of June, huh? That'll be like the 20 something.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now will be the 26th of
26th.
June.
26th of June. Should be around. That is my daughter's birthday. So maybe not actually. Though her party's probably gonna be on another day, but we'll see. That is my daughter's birthday, so I probably will maybe do it Wednesday or something that week.
I was gonna say, you're like, sorry, kid, got the podcast.
Or
But if she's not if
I know.
nothing's happening,
Yeah.
or you can bring her on, and we could all sing her happy birthday. That's what I'm talking about.
Singing on live streaming is the worst because you're never.
I don't think that'll work. Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
is ever in like the same time. All right, guys, that'll do it. We'll see who's going to be on next week or next time. And I know that Steph and I are planning. Usually we do the Glyos episodes, the off week, and we're planning another Matt Dowdy episode. So hopefully that'll be in the next few weeks, but who knows? It might be maybe later in the summer. I'm not entirely sure. But look forward to that. And don't forget that this Mythic Legions or Infinite Legions pre-order is a shorter window. It ends June 22nd. So just kind of like be on top of that. If you're going to order direct, it's going to end a little quicker than the usual pre-order.
Yeah, it was only total 2 weeks, right? Two full
or
weeks.
three, yeah, 2 weeks.
It's like really short.
Yep.
And it was a full wave for me because I bought 8 of them, 8 of the double packs, or 4 of the double
8?
packs.
Oh,
Well, I bought 4, 8
mean,
figures,
still,
so I could
yeah.
do all the versions. So
Right.
still like $300 some odd
Oh,
dollars.
yeah.
Yeah, I did 2 of the pairs. So I got like 2 of each figure. And I will be ordering more from a retailer, but it's just kind of like space it out thing.
I might get one. I haven't ordered yet. Thinking about it.
Which one are you going to get?
Probably the blue one. Even I do like the other one. Honestly, it's like, I know a lot of people are talking Metroid, and you mentioned Mega Man. That to me, that the arm cannon screams Mega Man. So that's what I was like. I'm sure someone will do a head for that or something. So I thought, if I do get one, I'll probably do something like that.
Do the 2-pack. It's only $42.50 a piece. Do
I
the
know.
2-pack.
Yes, it does. Yes, of course, it makes more sense to spend more money.
Enabling you. Enabling.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. We will see you next time, and may the force be with you.
Follow me into the door.